These are consumption taxes. They're going to be borne by low and middle income people.
I think the public would like us to have a say in tariff policy.
Average $2,800 price increases for a family as a result of these tariffs that are in place.
Let's hop into a CNN panel that's covering Trump's attempts to now cover up the mess that he created after getting the disastrous economic report. So if you can, take a moment, leave us a like on the video. It helps us out a ton. It gives us a boost in the algorithm. And let's get right to the discussion.
I think the public would like us to have a say in tariff policy. I mean, I don't think that Trump gets a lot of credit for cleaning up his own mess. You know, my 4-year-old gets credit if she cleans up her own mess, but the president, not so much. What are we actually getting here? Donald Trump is weak on China, is the bottom line. He's weak on China. He's been weak on China for a long time. And look, I've got no quibble with the Chinese people, but the Chinese Communist Party, yeah. Like, I don't like it when they're stealing our ideas and our businesses. I don't like it when they're trying to start a war over Taiwan. I don't like it when they disappear people who disagree with the regime, although maybe that's where Trump finds some companionship with Xi Jinping, the same way he has a bromance with Vladimir Putin.
It is a savvy move, I guess, when you have a base that is desperate to try and give you any win possible and you know they won't fact check you or use any critical thought. I mean, the reality is Trump just weakened both our markets and our economy to get nothing back in terms of like concessions from the other country. We're at best at level, if not just a little bit worse, with decreased consumer confidence on top of that. And he's shown our hand to China that we will capitulate in a trade battle if they just wait us out. So he's weakened our ability to negotiate. Tariffs are just back around to where they are prior, higher in some effects. I mean, no one can clearly articulate what we got from this, but we're supposed to cheer for it.
So let's just start with some numbers about where we are today relative to where we were on Friday. So today we have effective tariff rates in this country. The budget lab at Yale that I ran the numbers of 17% inclusive of this deal. When President Trump took office in January, effective tariff rates were 2.5%. Kevin's right. These are consumption taxes. They're going to be borne by low and middle income people who are going to see prices increase by an average $2,800 price increases for a family as a result of these tariffs that are in place. And 30% tariffs on China are lower than 145%, but they are still extremely, extremely high. And they are high on literally everything that the American people buy. So I think that if this is the framework for how we expect these trade deals to go going forward, I think we're in a place where things aren't actually going that well from the perspective of a trade war that we've launched. Though I want to agree with Scott, I think we actually have to give Secretary Bessent a fair bit of credit because he understood that we were in a position that was fundamentally untenable, and he started the process of trying to retreat.
And this is why people need to realize this is nothing but a complete and total retreat. It's one that will cost our consumers in the long run thousands of dollars at that. Trade hasn't opened back up. It's not going to by virtue of this. The middle class now has a permanent tax that will be borne on them, all as more and more of their tax cuts get tossed to the side as Trump admits, hey, we can't afford any of these, or more like we're not going to try them because we're prioritizing the rich guy tax cuts. I mean, it's a total disaster. And if these other trade deals follow suit with these ones, we're going to see the largest price increases in modern history under one president rather than the largest tax cut, which is what they campaigned on. I mean, it's getting worse by the day for this administration.
Scott, we're actually the market is in a worse place today. That chart is very helpful. The market is in a worse place today than it was on Inauguration Day.
So the market, so you're going to pick a date. Where were we on April 2nd? And what was it year over year?
When the market responds positively, it's always when the administration moves away from the Trump administration's focus on protectionism. That's exactly when the market reacts positively, and that's what we expect.
If Americans voted in Donald Trump because they wanted their prices to be lowered, and the prices are what the budget lab came up with, which is about $22,000 plus a month or a year more that they would have to pay. Look, is this worth it?
And it's funny because these last 2 years, MAGA would not shut up about inflation, and it became their favorite buzzword, and they honestly overhyped the importance of like focusing on it anyway. But this was mostly because by all economic metrics, our economy was in a super strong place. We rebounded from COVID stronger than any other country, but inflation was the one thing lagging behind they could harp on. But those same people are now looking at an almost $2,000 price increase from Trump's trade tariff deals, whatever you want to call them. And they're like, well, yeah, this is a huge win because it's less than the $3,500 he was gonna cost us. Like, where is the rage? Where's the disdain when you held it for Democrats? Why is it not consistent now? I mean, it's crazy that there literally is no line for these clowns. It's legitimately just a cult. Any single thing they would hold against the Democrats, they will carry water and defend Trump for, even in the face of massive price increases, which was something that was apparently just a huge issue 6 months ago.